and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with the M.
Anthony.
Listen, y'all, we were just having this little heated discussion before we even start the podcast. Because today's podcast, we're gonna start off like this: men ain't shit, and women are gold diggers.
Okay. If I had pearls, I'd clutch them. Yes.
I knew you would. And y'all, I'm just going. I'm going to try to. I had a format, but I'm going to say this. I talked to some young people who are in their 20s and 30s, and they basically, man and woman, they both just say, "Oh, the dating scene is shit out here." My niece said, "Men ain't shit. They don't know what the hell they want. They're just out here, just bullshitting. Ain't out here with no plan, no reasoning, no rationale. Just out here winging it." She's like, "Should I lower my standards?" I said, "Fuck no, you don't lower your standards to pick up a bum. That motherfucker don't know what he's doing. Leave his ass on the side." My nephew,
You didn't even know her standards?
huh?
Do you know her standards?
Yes, I do.
What if they were all the way up in the clouds, as some guys like to say? What if she was all the way in the clouds and she just needed to be brought back down to earth?
And you know what? If she was that type of chick, I had that real conversation. And she's not. She graduated. She got her master's degree. She's trying to become a lawyer.
Those
You know,
don't count. Those don't count. What was her standards for the men? That's what matters.
okay. The men here's what she said. I want someone I can grow with and someone who can lead me. She said, I can lead myself. I don't need that. She said, I'm a single child, single daughter, and I don't really need someone to lead me. I lead myself. She said, that's why I went to school and got my degrees and stuff. She said, I just need a man who's willing to kind of grow with me. And I don't want to take care of him. And that was the first thing she kept saying. I don't want to take care of him. Every man I know, want me to take care of him. Can you use my car? Can you loan me some money? Can you do this? And I said, have you ever loaned anybody the money? She said, no, it's hard. You know how hard I work. I said, okay, well, never loan anybody any money that's not your man. And if you have to loan to, hopefully you're in a relationship where you can do that back and forth. But don't just arbitrarily get no man no goddamn money. I said, hell no. So her standards are pretty.
Stuff too.
Well, the thing is,
that's what y'all be liking to complain about all the time. Men be needing help and they don't have nowhere to turn to. And now you gonna sit over here and make it a whole rule on how we can't even help the men's out. Yes, because Martin said don't give y'all shit.
Girl, I'm gonna say this. I'm old school. So for me, it was about make sure you get a skill. Make sure you're able to take care of yourself. I was brought up, nobody's going to take care of you. The first, as I was a little kid, they always said, no woman going to take care of you. You got to take care of the woman, which means you have to have a skill. Second of all, you don't need nobody. My grandma said, you don't need nobody to make your life worse than what it currently is. So don't mess with any women that got issues. She was like, you don't need no baby. If a woman got a baby back in the day, woman got a baby. That's not your responsibility. That's her responsibility to take care of that young man, young boy, or whatever number of kids she got. But you need to take care of yourself. And it's only right that you find someone just like you. And the term was equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're equally yoked, then you can build on that. But you can't have somebody who, as my girl said, is a liability. No, you can't build for liability. Liability just puts you deeper in debt. It takes more from you because then you have to compensate for that liability, that debt, because he can't or she can't. So it's like, no, you gotta be able to take care of yourself and don't whine and complain about it. Figure that shit out, get a skill, and make sure you take care of home. Well, that's the old school mindset. Well, as you grow and evolve, as men, we're just not machines. We're not just like, you're supposed to take care of all the women. Y'all get all the benefits. We die, you get all the insurance.
Hold on. You didn't ask her to take care of all of the women? It's just one. What? This is the problem right here. Y'all trying to take care of too many women. You going on too many dates, and then the liabilities. Talking about don't take on women who are liabilities. The men don't even realize how many liabilities they have themselves. Talking about equally yoked. I didn't take care of her. My grandmother said to me, girl, I can't get remarried again because I wasn't taking care of another man. And she meant it. She
And,
meant
and,
it.
I understand that. Your grandma should be taking care of no goddamn man.
No, but the bottom line is marriage is taking care of someone. Being in a
Each other.
relationship is taking care of someone. And if you don't want to take care of no one, then don't be in a relationship. But if that's what you're called to do, that's what you're ready to do, and it's time to serve up, then guess what? Her son need new shoes. One of y'all going to dig in your pocket and see who got the money that week. I don't know what to say.
And you made a good point there, T. The problem is a lot of women want wife wife duties or like a wife's uh comfort, but want to do girlfriend shit.
Nah, give me more. Give me more. Expound your shit on that. Nah, come on. You don't give him a little bit more context.
Here's the
Wasn't
thing.
enough. Wasn't enough.
Women, okay, I'm gonna say this.
Wasn't enough.
I, with my wife, I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna take care of her. She don't want for shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we are. But we married.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do that for some chicken head that I just fucking met down the street last week at the goddamn chicken shack.
First of all, first of all, you shouldn't. Okay.
So I mean,
Bring your word back. What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? What?
that's what a lot of women want, and that's why I'm hearing a lot of women like and we talked about it. I've sent you stuff over and over. Women bringing their goddamn kids to dates,
No, that was
first
a
dates.
skit. That was a skit. Come on, nobody's doing this shit in real life. Y'all have to stop on Instagram with these skits. Y'all are at home saying, what if she brought all three of her kids to the date in an Uber? What would you do then? You going, like, nobody is doing this shit. By the time you pay for the Uber, you could have just bought the kids some food, like delivery. Uber eats the meal. Y'all, these are skits. No, you get
That's that is my whole discussion with a lot of people I talk to. And I'm like, these women want a fucking lot of shit. When
no,
all I'm trying to do is take you out to one date. You want a
no,
5-star restaurant. You want me to go and take care of your kids. You want to go buy
no.
some clothes. Can we go shopping? One.
Yes, because they normally ask me if I want to go shopping. What you mean? They be like, "You want to go shopping?" I be like, "Yeah, I want to go shopping." So
See,
now you out shopping. Oh, so now you out shopping, right? And you like, when I go out shopping for myself, I normally pick up stuff for the kids. So you like, might as well. It has to be the thought process. It has to be the thought process. It
oh,
has to be. Because you're a mom. So anytime you out and you doing what you doing, you always think of your kids. So it's like, how all of a sudden you gonna just not think of them? I'm gonna stick up for the women like this on this one. I'm gonna stick up not for the meals, not necessarily because that's weird as hell. Like you talking about them, I need 3 meals to go. Now hold on. Now sometimes you just slipped out of the house and you're like, I'll be right back, right? And you know you gotta bring something back in the house. Oh, bitch, pay for your own to-go meals. Real women get it. Like, no, I'm gonna grab something on the way back in after this date. Like, it's cool.
and that because that's what you just said makes logical sense. When you first met somebody, you just met the motherfucker. So it ain't like he's going to be the shit. You don't even know him.
Mm-hmm.
So and again, and I was talking, I was talking to someone. I said, it seems like now we're heading into a direction where that as men, we have to say, you know what you want me to do? Oh, I want you to take me, give me this, give me that, give me this. I said, okay. What I'm gonna do is bring a list. Let me see. You want to go shopping. So for shopping, you had to give me a half and half. Uh, for you want me to buy your kids some food, and you want me to go ahead and take care of your hair and your nails and all that stuff. Girl, we're gonna do some freaky shit. at this point. And that's we're gonna write down what you're gonna do for all these things you're supposed to do.
Okay, that's it right there. This is the problem that I have with the shit y'all be talking about, right? Y'all down for the shit when you down for the shit. Okay? You out spending the money. Yeah, you out there buying Jordans for her kids. Yeah, you out there, oh, the kids don't need nothing. Order the kids something to go. Bring the kids something back. Because you trying to have a great time. You trying to fill them kids up with some, oh, we got Applebee's tonight, man. Oh, thank you, Mr. Larry. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm No, y'all need to stop doing all this faking and pretending like somebody's trying to take advantage of you all when y'all are positioning your play chip. And that's how you want to play it because you're hoping to win on the other end with the woman in the bedroom. And so now you mad because the dating pool has gotten saturated with the idea that, yeah, no, if I go out to eat, normally the guy pays for, my kid, I guess. This is something new. This is 2025 shit. I don't know. But you can't condition the situation and then be mad that these women is out here acting weird as hell, especially when you the lead in the pool. Really? The fuck?
You know, that's just like see where we're heading there right now. Because both sides, both of these young people and other young people just said they don't know what the other side's asking for. The guys feel like I gotta have a lot of money, I gotta make a lot of money in order to even date. This is a lot of guys that based on what they're doing and saying right now, I can't even date without no money. Well, first of all, you shouldn't date. If you ain't got no fucking money, you should be out there dating, period.
And how many of them you're trying to date?
Well, date.
Let's be real. Come on. Tell the truth, because the facial expression can't hide it, sir. Tell the truth on the man. It gets quite expensive when you're entertaining multiple women. You find a nice girl who's digging you. She is goal oriented. She has her own thing going on. For the most part, she's fairly stable. I'm not saying she's out here championing for stuff, but she's fairly stable. Y'all, you're fine. That's not going to break your bank to go out to eat, maybe twice a week or, once on the weekend. That's not going to break the bank. You want to go out to the movies. You want to go out and buy her, a couple items to go shopping. You're not breaking the bank pursuing the one woman. Hell, you ain't even breaking the bank pursuing two women, it looks like. Y'all excuse me, y'all get carried away, okay? Y'all get carried away with the pursuit. It's not no two on the rock street. Okay? Come on. And then y'all got the audacity to complain that women be out here gold digging. You got no gold to be digging on. And then the little bit of gold you do have, you done spread it all around town. So by the time you come back to the woman, there's nothing to her left. But your attitude, and now you mad at me. What you mad at me for?
That goes back to a lot of us aren't trained, and that goes back to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Who is there to train these men to be men if there are no men involved?
Listen.
So a lot of guys, I didn't have any role models to tell me, or my father wasn't there, and I had to learn. My mama, she struggled and all this stuff. So at that point, you ask yourself, who trains you to be a man when there's no man in sight? So then you start to learn from other guys who's just as lost as you are, that's what's happening. A lot of guys ain't got fathers, not or true role models in their life. So they listen to other dudes who just as lost as them. It's like the blind leading the blind leading the blind. So then they wonder why we got all these issues. Well, first of all,
they don't wonder. They blame the women they then blame the end of that point was they then blame the women on all of their issues. That's how that sentence went. I'm sorry.
Yes, and you're right. Because again, and then I go back to say, okay, you can blame the woman. You're right because they raised them. But what happened in relationship with your mama and your father that eliminates your father? And again, a lot of them different reasons. Like it's always the emotion versus the logic.
Mm-hmm.
Because for women, if you have a baby by a guy, you don't have a baby by anybody.
Right.
You say I'm gonna choose. If it happens, hey, this is a guy I would want to have a baby by. So when you do that and the shit don't work out right, how do y'all take that emotionally? Y'all take if you had a baby by a guy.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He had a baby by a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who said that he loves you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who said that he would be loyal to you, who
Mm-hmm.
said that he would support you and your child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he, for whatever said reason, pulled out on any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not you moving logically when you don't want to deal with somebody who said they were going to support you and your child? Are you not thinking logically when they say, oops, my bad, never mind, I'm not doing that no more? It's not emotional solely. There's logic there. You set me
Yep.
up, you created failure. Now, how I move, I have to move accordingly. It's not all emotions just because my heart is broken,
Mm-hmm.
right? We can't just say that the women are only moving emotionally because y'all broke their heart because you did break the heart. And it is emotions there, but there's a lot of logic going on there also, and it might get ran over, but there's logic there. There's logic.
And that I agree with. And that goes back to and the thing we talked about a little earlier. I've been trying to just ignore it, but we're horn dogs. We can get that free Uzi. Shit, we'll say anything to you. I love you. I love your mama. I
Huh.
like you. I'm like your dog. I like everything
Straight
about you.
up. Straight up. And so the idea that's like, she's all emotional and that. No, you're lying. Scoundrel, you lied. You cheated. You smiling up in her family face. You know what I'm saying? The brother thought y'all was friends. You did way too much. It used to be that if you didn't really rock with the woman, you know, you didn't really come around the family like that. You only saw her at a certain hour at the time of night. You only hung out with her on a certain side of town. You really didn't try to blur the lines because
No.
blurring the lines is stupid. But today, it's just so much line blurring and we're okay with it. Even in the transparent era where we have I'm not familiar with I think something was circulating around called the T app where they were just
Hmm.
filling the T on what men do. But outside of that, it's all the different groups on Facebook where, you just sit up in there and people just gonna let you know who the cheaters and the dogs are and whatever area you live in. So even in the most transparent era, it's still like, nah, I can still play right in this whole gray area and be okay with it. And that's the man's doing. So if the man's gonna do that shit, well then me too. Like it's like that's what y'all showing me, that's what we do.
And that's so goddamn true. And that
Oh,
goes
I'm a
back
fault. You
that
all side.
it's so fucking true because one of the things I wanted, guys, how will I say this? When you get money, when you make money, stop doing stupid shit that's gonna cost you to lose your money because the ussy that made a dumbass decision. Where I'm going with this is Shannon Sharp. There's no ussy in this world worth $21 million. You know what you could do with $21 million? Anybody, y'all know what y'all can do with $21 million, and it wasn't because it was a business deal. It's because this little girl caught him doing to have her doing some freaky shit, and then she was about to talk about it. He's, oh, I'll give you $21 million. Shut the fuck up. But in the same breath, he lost $100 million because that big payday he was going to get. ESPN walked away from his ass. Other people walked away from him, all because you want to do some freaky shit with a OnlyFans model, a 20-year-old girl. You a damn near 60-year-old man, and then you on there. I'm sorry for what I did. No, you ain't sorry. It's sorry you got caught. But guys, stop making dumbass decisions when you're making that kind of money. Don't protect yourself. Surround yourself with people, not yes people, but people are gonna protect you from you. And at least protect your money from all this other bullshit. That's a case in point. No matter how much money you got, there's always a weakness in guys when it comes to women. And somehow it gets them caught up in all the crazy shit, and then they want to blame other people for their dumb shit. So I can't blame women, but goddamn guys, don't fuck your money up like that for some pussy. Goddamn, there's a woman out here that you take her some hair weave or take her to a nice dinner, and she'll do anything and everything for you, and you ain't got to pay $21 million. Probably got maybe $250 for a dinner, but no, stop it. You're making dumb decisions out here. You're letting your dick make dumb decisions for you. Use this head instead of the other one below your waist. God damn. P, I can't. And people want to blame the girl. I can't believe she sold herself out. You goddamn right she sold herself out for $21 million. I can't blame her. She saw the opportunity. She took advantage of the opportunity, and she got paid on the opportunity. I can't hate on that.
At 20.
At 20.
20.
She retired from OnlyFans. She said, I'm retiring.
I was saying like a bird. What happened? With who? For how much? At 20. First of
20.
all, we all know where loyalty sits at 20. I'm not saying that a 20-year-old doesn't have it or can't have it, but the chances of them having it when $21 million is dangled in your face, come on.
Hello?
Come on.
Hello?
Let's be back to 20.
And just, I want me to go with you? You want me to fly down to Miami with you? Sure, I'll fly down with you. And then next you know, you get all hooked up and all hugged up, and then you got all this money. You take you all over the place going shopping.
That's why, like, listen, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. And it goes for both of the genders, you know.
Yep.
And so Shannon Sharp is, the celebrity situations are the extreme situations. But the men lose. The everyday man loses also when you want to.
Yep.
Sometimes it ends up being like a sexual allegation in the workplace, something like that. You end up losing your job. Sometimes you get the other person pregnant and you lose your wife or your family, something like that. Or, the woman kills you because you stepped out. Shit gets weird when you get weird.
And that's the thing, T. Control. Temptation, as we know, temptation is going to come at you everywhere, all day, every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How you react to temptation explains if you have grown to be an adult or you're still a child.
Mm-hmm.
Because children are the ones that can't control themselves. They go into a candy store and they got to grab every piece of candy and eat every piece of candy. And then I'll grab their stomach talking about, oh, I'm sick. Well, damn, who the fuck told you to eat a whole 20 boxes of M&Ms and a whole bunch of lollipops?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where control comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have control. Again, I say it all the time. You got a lot of beautiful women in this world. Beautiful women. You can't allow every beautiful woman to turn you into a chameleon. So every time she wants something or do something, you're going to just flow wherever because you want the end result, as you say, you want to get that punani. But that puts you in a situation where it opens you up to a risk that you probably don't even want or not even thinking about because you're just trying to get to where you're trying to get to. In the end, cost Shannon $21 million. Cost everybody else millions of dollars. But these men gotta be able to be men and really think and stop letting their hormones kick in because your hormones will kick in. Shit, we're married and people still would try to holler at us. And we've been married. They don't give a fuck. Someone told me, I don't give a fuck. That's between you and your wife. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, oh, wow. I said, and I reversed it. I said, well, how would you feel if you were married and your husband was doing this? Oh, I'll feel bad. Yeah, you should. Because again, if you're going to do that, don't get married. Don't get in a relationship. Just be honest. Hey, you know what? I'm not ready to settle down yet. Let me just go ahead and do what I do. And, be open. But you can't, as you said, lock you down. You're the one, you're the only one. And the next, you're doing some weird shit. And you paying her for some weird shit. And then all of a sudden, you don't want to pay her no more.
Mm-hmm.
What's she going to do? I want my money.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take you to court. And when you go to court, you know all that nasty shit because That's the other thing about women. Y'all keep every goddamn thing. Ain't like you forget shit. Y'all keep everything, whether it's a tissue with some notes on it, uh, anything. Y'all keep it so you can
And
come back later on.
not
Ex-
to come back later on. We don't have no malicious intent in the beginning. It's this. Let me keep this for later on. I need for this to remember you by. Please.
Remember you by
Yeah.
really?
It's
Mm,
like the retainer fees that the women are talking about now. I need some money to remember you by.
what? What? Come on now.
Have you heard that?
No.
So the women are saying that they need like a security deposit, so to speak, to date. And this was, you know what I'm saying? And true, I first heard of this, I think it was one of the Steve Harvey court shows. The girl had came to the court and she was like, he basically owed me the security deposit because when we supposed to be dating, he's supposed to be sending me like $3,500 just to like, what I'm saying? Like almost like a retainer fee. An idea of good intention. And I'm saying if you don't do right by me, you know what I'm saying, then I keep the whatever the retainer fee is. And if the relationship go good, I guess it's like I don't know, maybe like a little a little starter for their relationship. I don't fucking know what happens when you do the right thing, but we're gonna assume that it was a woman's favor most often.
Hello. It definitely is.
Because normally I'm assuming that it doesn't. That's the other part. Normally I'm assuming that the situation ends up in heartbreak, all of a sudden you ain't got no job no more, or you know what I'm saying? You know how weird shit men get. Yeah, you know how the shit can get. They write you all the time and tell you how weird they shit gets. So, you know. And the women are tired of the shit getting so weird after, 6 months or a year into the relationship with a man, and then you realize he got a girl he done been with for 7 years. We should have been together for a year and a half. And you sitting there looking crazy as hell. You like, nah, I would feel better if I had that $3,500 though. You see what I'm saying? That's where the retainer fee coming in from. That's what they saying.
Oh my God, retainer fee. So really, I was too far from the goddamn. If I want something, this I'm gonna pay you for. I'm gonna pay this amount of money for this service. I'm paying this amount of money for that service.
It's different. No, that's not transactional. Uh-uh. I said that was transactional. You tried it. That's not transactional. These girls are some genius. That's not transactional. Uh-uh.
Are you
Uh-uh.
sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Not the way I understood it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh,
This is crazy. How
but
how we get here?
your leadership sucks, and nobody wants to speak to that. How poor your leadership exists in today's world. And you want to blame the non-leaders of today. That's what it's a woman. Look at how she raised them. Look at how she feed them. Look at what she did. Look how she chose them. She chose the man who's not gonna pay child support. Really? Really? Come on, y'all. Come on. The women are supposed to be part of the protected part of society, believe it or not. And you actually asked her father for her hand in marriage, and that's how she separated herself from her family was via the permission and a man and her father or uncle, someone who had some sense and sensibilities, saying, "Okay, I will entrust this man to take my child's hand and protect her and guide her just the same way that I would." Now, what's happening today?
That ain't happening.
It's off on the women, then left them there without no guidance, nobody to protect them. So then when they have kids, just some random flagrant ass man comes along and snatches their kids up, men and women all the damn same, and does whatever they want with them. And then what y'all do? Oh, it's the woman, Lord, the woman. But we're supposed to be protected. We can't control the situation even if we wanted to.
And that I do agree with because again, we are supposed to be leaders. The problem is there's not a clear role where it used to be teacher, student, or in this case, father, son, uncle. nephew, that connection. There has to be a connection. If someone has to train you to be a man, man just not, you're not born a man.
But you can't get anywhere by playing the blame game with someone who has nothing to do with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it goes back to men. And again, I'm the first one to say men have fallen off doing what they're doing for whatever reason. And the thing is, I keep hearing the guys, well, she won't allow me. She won't let me. She won't me pay child support. She won't me this. She won't. I do this and that. I said, bro, go to fucking court. Get you a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fight this shit by yourself because you're gonna fucking lose by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose because she's a woman. Unless she's a crackhead or somebody out here just shouldn't have a kid, she's gonna probably have the kid. But you have to be involved in the kid's life.
But does she have to have the kid every day? Are you in there fighting for your right to see your kid as much as possible? Are you fighting for every other weekend or are you fighting for every weekend? Are you fighting for a few months in the summer or are you just fighting for them every other weekend and saying that's all they gave me? Because that's not what they're going to give you. That's all you took. That's all you chose because you didn't want to do too much.
Yes, because again, I told this one guy who sent me something. He had the same issue about his wife. She played around on him. He left, different situation, left, and he was like, I get to see my kid one weekend, 2 weekends a month. And he said, I want to see him more. I said, well, go to court. And my lawyer said, I said, get a new lawyer because it's your right to see these kids. I said, because again, the kid being at the mama, hopefully she's not a bad woman. I mean, in bad, I mean bad mouthing you. Or bad mouthing the man, talking, he ain't shit. Look at him, he ain't here, and not realize she's doing some shit to keep him away. If she's a decent woman and understands that, hey, you know what, I gotta have both sides of me and you to raise this baby. She should be wise enough to say, I'm gonna allow you to have the kid, and we can co-parent and make sure this kid gets both sides of the fence and grow up balanced. The problem is there's no balance anymore. Everything's out of balance. And that's why we're seeing the issues we got right now, because you got guys are mad. And the other thing guys want to talk about, we talked about a few times, we think of y'all as property. We don't want to see y'all with nobody else. Again, it didn't work out with us. It's fine, Danny, it's fine. And I got a kid with you, but God damn it, you better not be out there finding nobody else. Now, I can go out there and find somebody because I have to find somebody, but not my baby mama out here dating? He hot. That motherfucker's hot. But that's what happens.
Now you don't want to support your kids. Now you don't even want to pick them up for basketball practice. Man, fuck all that shit. You raise them. Oh, that raise them.
Yep. Tell your motherfucker he ain't raised him. He ain't fall on his face and shit. He is daddy. No, motherfucker, that's really yours.
Some of them only mean it for just a little bit, but because you done got into this cycle now that lasted for 3 months, now that lasts for 6 months, now that done lasted for 1 year, now you on year 5 and you don't even know how to go back from this shit. And it really wasn't you, but you what you started, and now you don't even know how to finish it.
No.
But woman's fault, but she kept my kids from me. No, you told her to F off and raise them with a whole nother man, and because she went and did that, now you're mad, and it's all her fault. Boo-hoo. And now who's the emotional one?
And that, T, is what I'm the nail on the head. Men don't have emotional intelligence. No one trains or teaches men how to have emotional intelligence. So when you see this fuck shit where they go off and shoot somebody, go off and just abandon, you're like, what the fuck happened to him? He can't rationalize emotionally what the fuck he's doing because nobody never trained him. Because if you had someone older school, I had so many old school between my grandfather, all my uncles, they're all going to tell you a story. They all had different lives. And you know the ones that married, had a set of kids by a wife married for 40 years. You had the uncle who got 17 kids by 25 different women, and he can't never get this shit straight. And he going to tell you, don't do it like me. And you said, no, I want to be like you. I want these women to roll up on me, bust in my head because I drop a check off in the goddamn mailbox. You haven't gotten it yet. I don't want to live that way. But there's no one to train them. And again, a lot of guys, older guys never had it. They never had that growing up because emotional intelligence, what the fuck is that? All they know is I got to work, I got to take care of my family and keep a roof over your head. And that's what they did. It's a little different now because women now make more money. A lot of them make more money than men. which is fucking up a lot of men because they're like, oh, you know what? She making that kind of money. She can take care of herself. Yes, she could, but she doesn't want to. And you also have to have some sort of dreams or aspirations for yourself. Because you don't want to be that dude who's chasing women around all your goddamn life, just in and out relationships until you turn 60, and now you become a hospice husband because you know fucked with all these women all your lives and nobody wants your ass. You got a bunch of kids that don't know you, and you look back, damn, I fucked my whole life up. So what can you learn from them? If you're a kid, and that's your father. What can you learn from him? He may not even been in your life. So now you're like, I can't learn from his goofy ass. He ain't straight. He ain't shit. My mama, she's trying to struggle and get by and take care of us. So then you find yourself just struggling, just trying to find your way. But now you ask that same kid to become a leader down the road. How does that happen when he has nobody leading him or training him to do anything? And the mama's trying to do the best she can. And the mama gonna take care of the daughters. The mama gonna feed you, do all that. She's gonna love you unconditional, all that shit. She's not gonna be able to teach you to be a leader per se as a man. It only takes a man to do that because there's certain things, nuances that a man could tell him what he needs to do, and how he needs to handle it, and not be bitching about it, whining about it. Man on your shit. Be a man on your shit. And then we just not having that. So that's why I see all this confusion. And sometimes you're like, is it the woman in the relationship or is he a man in a relationship? Because it's almost like you can't tell which one is really the
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
And that's why it's sad because for us, we don't give a fuck. We out the game. We've been out the game. But I care about our kids. I care about the kids that's out here looking at our podcasts, looking at all the other things we do and say, how do I get out this cobweb of bullshit? And just all I want is a guy. All I want is a nice guy who I can have fun with, you know, do some stuff with, maybe grow, have a future with, and we can just grow old together.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds simple, but it's very hard because now you're dealing with people who really don't know who they are. It's a lot of people don't know who the fuck they think. I want this kind of guy because it sounds good. Society says I should have this kind of guy, but I'm not ready for that kind of guy. And when if I did get that kind of guy, I'm gonna lose him anyway because he thinks differently. You think because I'm cute, as we said, cute is the beginning. Cute gets you in the door. Having substance keeps you in the house. And a lot of these women and a lot of men don't even have. They're just the swiping. They all say, "I'm so tired of fucking swiping. I'm so tired of going on these bullshit ass dates. I'm so tired of I gotta pay for this, I gotta pay for that." And it wasn't like that when you was growing up. No, it's much different world. But the one thing is, you can't just be dating people just for the sake of fucking dating. Well, I mean, you can't. Some people should not be dating. What people should be doing, is they should be doing an autopsy on their last relationship. You can, and a lot of people out here, even with the young people I talk to, they go from relationship, and don't know what's going on. I said, you need to do an autopsy on that relationship that you had and find what the problem was. Because if you know what the problem is, you can fix it. But if you just say, oh, yeah, it didn't work out, and you keep doing the same shit, you'll spend years doing the same bullshit and not really fixing what the issue. And the issue could be you. Could very well be you. You can have a whole bunch of nice people, and you're like, nice guy, I love them and everything, but somehow it's just broke. And it's always, if you look at, do the due diligence and look at it, you can say, oh, here's where it broke. Is that my issue? Is that his issue? Nobody does that anymore. They just want to keep moving on to the next person. And that's why we keep having the issues we got right now. And by moving on, you can have a baby by that in that relationship, move on to another relationship, have another baby by a relationship. And that goes both ways, man and women. But you're not fixing shit.
I don't. I think that the people don't even come to tango for relationships or considering to stay with anybody at all. I think we've grown up and made people into being very disposable,
Oh
especially
God.
young. It's like we have we've been so conditioned to like that whole idea. Don't get married early. Don't get married early. Like even when I was young, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, that was an outcast idea of getting married early. That wasn't normal, right? It was just like, what the hell? Like, why you getting married early? Like,
You
why,
pregnant?
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. You must not have a father. Like, no, my father's, he's right there. He's good. Um, but so now it's like how my generation drank alcohol as we like underage drinking.
Mm-hmm.
This generation don't drink none. Like what?
Wow.
Yeah. So and they don't marry or they don't even date early. let alone, you know what I'm saying, solid relationship. I just think that it's deeper than that. It's a little bit of the idea of being disposable. It's the idea of trying to preserve yourself to a certain age before you try to settle down. But we forget that when you preserve yourself, you are using other people, right?
Yep.
So it's like don't you tell your daughter don't settle down with nobody in college. Don't, you know, try to take nobody too serious while you in college. But you're still gonna have those situationships in college. You still want somebody to pay for your meals when you're out. You know, you still want to hang out. You still want to go out. You still want to be taken care of. But you're not gonna take none of these people serious. So it's the idea of a man going 4 years through college and paying for shit for females, and at the end of his 4 years, he ain't got no serious prospect. It's like that is a little bit different ball game now. So the way we grooming them, that's the issue. Now, as far as the lead not being led by no one, listen,
Yep.
I know. All I know is that the lead today got their fingers so far off down our face that we, truth be told, we don't even care to know what led y'all wrong. All we know is that we didn't do it. We've been out here trying to hold y'all down our hardest and giving anything and everything, generation after generation, pouring into our sons, pouring into our husbands, pouring into whoever, whatever man allows us to pour, whatever capacity as a woman we have, because no, we do not have the capacity to pour into a boy to turn him to a man. We ain't near not and never said we could. Okay. But
Yep.
if everything that we haven't given
Hmm.
on our back. So we don't know how to fix this one. It's not for us to fix. We didn't birth.
No. No, you did. It's not for you to fix. So that what goes back to, you got a lot of women are having babies, and again, I commend you, y'all guys, because and that's the other thing, guys. I want to be clear what we're discussing about. We're discussing real women, real men. We're not talking about the extreme, the goofies you see.
Right.
We're talking about the fucking goofy ass ones, the one you see on IG and on YouTube and all that. Those are the extremes. They're gonna get the eyes because they're doing such extreme shit that you're gonna have to say, what the hell? Forget them. We're talking to the people in the middle who are really struggling. A lot of people are like, I don't know, how how can I get the relationship that you and your wife got, or you and T got, and her husband? Which how you get there? I never seen it. A lot of people say they've never seen a healthy relationship in their life. I got an email from a guy in England. He said, I've never seen a healthy relationship in my entire life. I got two kids by two different women, and I'm trying to figure it out. He said, I just so happened to stumble across y'all podcast. He said he linked on to it, and he was like, y'all talking some real shit. You making me be accountable. He said, even though I said, yeah, you can make excuses all you want about how you weren't brought up. Oh, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Okay, that's fine, Danny. Okay, you're here now. You want to do better. Nobody's gonna come from the skies and say, hey, do better. Nobody's gonna shake you like, you need to do better. That means you as a man need to say, I need to do better. And I need to go searching for that. And I hear the dumb shit that you want to blame women or you want to blame that person. Men
It's always a blame game.
can't
Hmm.
blame anymore. Adults look at a problem, find a solution. Kids blame and bitch and complain the whole time because it didn't work out for them. They didn't like how it ended up. Those are kids. They're not going to change shit. They're just going to keep complaining about it because they don't have the capacity to do any differently. As an adult, you do have the capacity to do differently, but it's going to take some work. And a lot of guys don't want to do the work necessary to be better, to be a leader, to be someone who's has a vision of their life. Um, and they're like, and they're mad because society says you should be this. Why are you this way? Why are you this way? Then again, society don't give a fuck. Society don't give a fuck about nobody unless you got money. So it's nobody from society can come tell you what you should do, and then you do right. It's not going to happen. And that's the other reason why you got so many men committing suicide. A lot of guys say, I can't handle stress. And like 400,000 men committed suicide so far this year up until last month. 400,000 worldwide. And that's 80% of the suicides that happen. So there is a huge problem. And really going back to dealing with the mentals. But that seems weak. There's a stigma. Oh, you're a man. You're strong. You're supposed to, be stoic. You're supposed to be going through no bullshit. You're supposed to just suck it up. But he's being cancer killer. And they're sucking up to a point where they're committing suicide. They're using drugs and alcohol. They're beating their wives, beating their kids. And you're just saying, oh, you know what? I guess you got to, do better. How do you do better when they don't know how to handle their own true emotions? And then again, y'all have to deal with that. Women have to deal with that. And you're like, this motherfucker crazy. How did he become crazy? He didn't become crazy. He's always been crazy. He's now going deeper than that well of craziness because he doesn't know how to handle it. And again, as men, we don't talk to each other like that. We don't sit like women. Y'all sit there and say, you know what, girl? What he doing to you? Girl, y'all had that conversation. Y'all don't do that. Y'all do that shit all the time. Sit together. Let's go eat. Let's go get something to eat. And y'all sit there for fucking 4, 5, 6 hours out there talking about that dude and every other dude that y'all fucking with. And then now y'all got with a plan. Oh, that's how I'm gonna handle him. I didn't know how to handle him before, girl. I know how to handle his ass now. Thank you. We're gonna do this again in another month.
How is the lunch hour anywhere from 1 to 5 hours? How is that possible as a woman?
Well, because you got 5 of you. That's 5 hours right there. That's an hour apiece.
You can literally be sitting there for either some it could be as quick as 45 minutes. I don't got no time. Or no, we here all day. What's going on, girl? So we're about to solve this. And what's that to do? Call that number. Call now because see, for us, and this will be this is how you know that we're supposed to be together, the man and the woman. Because where we're okay with being vulnerable at, y'all are just not okay at all, right? And that's what's supposed to keep the balance in the relationship. And that's our feelings and how the world is feeding us up. We're okay with, we're 100% okay with that. And that's y'all's curse, but our blessing, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's just something about being so damn carefree about saying what's going on versus you just like, I don't know who I can tell this. I don't know who I can tell. Oh my gosh, who can I tell? Like you standing in a room full of thousands of people and you can't talk to nobody. We can't fathom how that feels. We don't know. Like we'll bust in a room full of everybody. We don't even care. We don't even care who's present. We don't care.
And you know, and that's the beauty of women, of sisterhood, the relationships you guys got, because y'all can pull each other. You know something's wrong. You're like, I know something's not right now, and we got to talk, girl, because you're acting real funny now. And what's going on, girl? Listen, tonight I'm getting off from work. Meet me. We're gonna have go to happy hour, have a good time, talk about what's going on, and y'all can release that. There's gonna be some tears. There's gonna be some snots. There's gonna be a whole lot of that.
Let you not answer, because females will not answer the phone. Like not phone for a week. We got to pull up on. It's been a week. She only getting 7 days. You know what I'm saying? She only getting 7 days. Like what? Because if you don't answer the phone and pretend like you're okay, that's okay. And it's feel like it because you know what I'm saying? You're in your feelings, but it's like you're not. The sisterhood don't really allow it like that. So like you gotta either fake it for some time and you gotta really fake it, or they on their way.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty. I remember as a kid, all the men would sit under a tree, sit somewhere together, and they would have men talk. And of course, when you're little, they'll tell you, go away because they're going to talk about some things that you're too young to hear. But when you get 10, 11, you're there because, you're about to end that stage where you go puberty, you'll start to smell yourself, as they said. So we want to school you on some things. And that's kind of like where you got your information from. You was like, listen to your different uncles and different family members talk, and you kind of gather pieces of information from them on how you should carry yourself. That don't happen anymore because men don't trust men in that way, because it's like we all should be strong, but we're all weak. in a lot of ways. But you need to kind of the old saying, iron sharpens iron.
Hmm.
That's what happened when we were growing up. They sharpened you. And again, these men weren't extremely educated because back in those days they had to get a job. I don't give a shit if you were a PhD. You probably was a janitor back in those days because of the racism back then. So those men didn't have most of them had the education, but they knew how to take care of family. They
Hmm.
knew how to what you're supposed to do as a man to take care of it, and the opportunities were out there. You could leave high school, get a good job for the state or feds or whatever, and take care of your family, right? Have a great life. That's not happening now. These skills, those jobs are now gone. So these men are now you supposed to be men, but they can't find jobs now because they don't have skills necessary to find the jobs.
Hmm.
And now that's bogging them down. And now you ask to spend money they don't have on women. Women are like, you're a bum? And they don't say, no, I'm not a bum, but they understand that they don't have the skills necessary to make the money that they should be making in order to take care of family. Of course, let me step back. Forget the family. Take care of themselves. If they can take care of themselves, cool. Then maybe once you connect, then y'all can work on that. But a lot of guys can't take care of their goddamn selves.
Yeah.
So now they feel like they're coming to a relationship with, and you're asking, women are asking, what you bring to the table,
Yeah.
instead of the reverse. And they feel like, damn, women got it going on.
I bring it to no table. That's weird as fuck. Yeah.
But that's the trouble, what you bring to the table, which is also crazy to me because it's not about no fucking table. As we always say, it's about team. I'm not looking for someone to be another leg on the table. I want you this build a table. You know what? I have two legs. You have two legs. You have a top. I got a top. Let's see if we can put this together and build something stronger.
Yeah, but don't be asking no women what the hell they bring to the table. That shit is weird. That shit is weird as fuck. Like, what? What?
So and that these are the things that we're trying. We're sifting through because there's a lot of shit out here. T. You
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah, but you got to shift through it though. You got to both parties got to like. So as a woman, I could be like, oh, so what you bringing to the table? And you be like, gonna say, "Oh yes, I have a great job, and I have a bank account, and you really gonna throw out everything that you got going on for yourself, like for why? No, I get to know me. That's it. That you'll know exactly what I have to bring to the table if you get to know me. Yeah, and because I'd be damned if somebody gonna be asking my son what he brings to the table. You must not know him if you asking him what he bringing to the table. Get to know him, and then you know. And then you would clarify what he has going on along the journey, and then you know exactly what he's bringing to, and you know exactly what she's bringing to the table too. You might be able to see some things in them, in each other, that they're gonna bring to the table that they didn't even know that they had in their back pocket.
See, and that is the beauty of what we're discussing because we're not trying to cheapen relationships should not be as cheap as they are now. It just everything seems transactional. It
It
just seems like it's a business arrangement.
seems cheap. It seems like men want a whole lot of things for cheap, and women want a whole lot of things for free. And first of all, our men ain't never been like something to be budgeted for. Like, no, no. And our women, we're not cheap. There's nothing cheap about us. No. Our family unit is not inexpensive. No. So the idea that, you know, one party is coming to the situation to just use up the other party, and then the other party is coming up unprepared, not much to bring into the situation. Nobody's equally yoked. That's why everybody got dang on miserable.
And,
They,
and and
yeah,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely. That's why everybody's miserable. The game is all fucked up. They lost the rules of the game. It's like all of a sudden you have a game board. You don't know how to play the game, so we just fucking guessing. And
mm-mm.
and and nobody winning, everybody losing, and they're like, I understand the game. You don't know the rules of the game. You don't know the rules of engagement when
Because
it comes to this.
it's like you changing the rules along the way, and then there's no enforcer. They'll be like, no, that's not how you play the game. That's what there used to be people who came out and be like, oh, that's not how you play the game. You can't have your side chick over here, sir. What you doing? What you doing? But there's nobody telling nobody that's not how you play the game. So you play
No,
it in each other's faces. Like you all on Instagram, oh, secretly pretending like, the guy in the background, but you taking a picture. Oh, we out Puerto Rico. And then your main man who been paying your rent, you told him that you was going out with your homegirls, but your homegirls, on their Instagram and they just at work acting all right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like you playing right in that man's face. And so now they uncomfortable giving y'all money because y'all done played right in each other's face. So now the women is uncomfortable with giving y'all their loyalty because you done played right in their face.
Yes.
Like, this is dumb.
It, it really is.
Who's
It
up?
truly is. And again, and I'm thinking down the road. I'm not even just thinking right now. We are heading to a disaster when it comes to relationships. If we don't get this shit straight. You got more women that say they'd rather be single.
I don't know.
Yep.
It just might be because this looks like what are we? What are we? Then what's before me? Why? No,
Yeah.
I'm X.
But,
And the
well,
millennial.
yeah, you're the X because you have the. Oh well, no, maybe you're the millennial. I'm the tail end of boomer, so I'm at 64.
You know,
You're and then there's the X's, which is 65 to 81.
and then I'm the telling the millennials. So we start the millennials.
Yep, you start from 81 to 96 is millennials. Then you have Generation Z, which is after that. So yeah,
Z might be doing. Is Generation Z okay? I think millennials are not okay. We are the problems. I want to say, and X's and millennials are the problem. We're the old heads in the dating pool now. We're like the 40 and we're like the 30 and over crew. We're the ones doing all the complaining, talking about the men. Somehow at 30, the men ain't got no money, right?
yep.
Weird is hell. Where y'all at? No, you guys do, baby.
It's so weird though. God, you got money. I know at 30 I ain't had no goddamn money. I was barely making it.
Get some money at 30. You stop it. You could afford to date. You were married. You could afford to date.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
true.
minimum you can afford yourself, right?
Yep.
The women are saying like these men are not affording themselves. As long as a man has figured out how to afford himself, he can also afford a woman, right?
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that's fair to say.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
and I don't know what to say about the ladies because we're gonna just be.
Y'all gotta be more selective. That's what I say. And that's I tell my niece, y'all just gotta be selective. I say because a lot of guys gonna come to you, gonna come at you, but you have to be selective because you control the relationship because you
Oh,
can say yes or you can say no. If you say yeah, we continue. You said no, the shit ends right then and there. But you gotta be selective. You just can't be just everybody smile at you talk about he cute. I can talk to him. Don't talk to that motherfucker. Talk to him. Don't just start fucking dating him. Talk to him and find out where his head is at. If that motherfucker telling you, he's 40 years old, I'm still trying to find myself. You better end that shit right then and right there.
yeah,
Motherfucker, if you lost, you better call 911 and try to find your ass.
that's it. Because ladies don't get to control nothing. We have to read in between every single line. Okay, it's so many lies being told, so much deceit, so much deceit, and good. It's good, just like these. Listen, I need Academy Awards for the deception going on out here. And the amount of time that is being taken up, like, how you keep up the lie for that long? The mask that I thought the mask could only sit on the face for but so like a certain period of time. I'm in the comment section. There's men who kept these masks on for decades. How do
Yes,
you do that?
yes, they do. Because again, they got down to a science, and those guys knew how to play those guys played the game. The game was they knew how to play it and they played it very well. You can't do that same shit now because the game has changed.
No, that's what I'm saying. These ladies have to be, you have to be more than careful. Okay. You damn near have to do like, you have to hire a private eye. You can't even do the due diligence yourself, it seems like.
Nope, nope, nope. And again, it goes back to We got to be going back to being selective again. We have to understand what are we looking for, and everybody just can't date. That's the
I'm
other. Everybody just can't be out here fucking dating.
saying even when you selective, even when you selective, even when you vet them, even when you take your time with it. I'm saying that today's man is full of, especially this age, he has so many um different women because there's so many single women at this point, right? Only thing that's going to make the man be the man that you want him to be is if he wants to be. That's it. And how do you know that? You just sitting there, hoping, paying. Hopefully you're paying attention to how the man is moving. Um, and then you have to respond and react accordingly. Because the women aren't really controlling, like, how this relationship is going. That because of so many lies and deceit. If you can feel like and believe like you are, but if you're moving off of and giving somebody like the go ahead and the thumbs up to go further with you, but all of that is based off of lies and deception, you don't really have you're not really controlling the pace of the relationship at all. You just showing up there and getting played with. And that's pretty much what's going on. The man knows the intention, he knows what's going on behind the scenes. The woman showing up, and then y'all mad when females hit the fan and start acting out in public and then tearing the cars up. Yeah, no, they're not gonna be quiet. Nah, you just sat there and deceived her and played her out. Nah, she acting out. She acting, yeah, and her mama told her to do so. So don't call her mother up because she gonna come down there and act right up with the quarter police. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
That is so true. Hey, and T, I'm gonna leave this little note too. Women and men. If you have to go and look on someone else's phone
Mm-hmm.
because you think they're cheating, you're already in a bad relationship. Is no fucking way in the world that you should be checking. His phone keep ringing. It keeps on leaving his armpits. He stick it. He put it in his shoe. One dude I saw recently put it in his drawers. Put his phone in his fucking drawers. And she was like, I was looking for his phone. I heard it beep. This motherfucker had it in his drawers. I said, God damn. She was like, that's weird. No shit. Who the fuck puts their damn phone in their goddamn drawers at nighttime when they go to sleep? Nobody. So if I gotta go through all of that, you're not in a relationship. You need to fucking walk away because obviously there's a lot of things there that give you some side eye treatment that you need to just walk away from. And don't try to make it talk your way out of it or rationalize your way out of it. Just get the fuck out of it. It's not even worth it. At that point, it's not even worth it. I don't give a if you're married or not. It's not worth it. I'm not looking for nobody's fucking phone. My wife's phone can be wide open. My phone can be wide open on the table. I don't give a fuck because there ain't nothing going on. But I'm not gonna go searching for shit. If you go searching for shit, you may find something you don't like. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't do that.
Find it. The number one, whatever it is. But here's the thing about um the reason the phone searches can be critical for some people, right? Um, and that is it helps the person wearing the mask to take off the mask sometimes. And in love, when you actually love somebody, sometimes you're okay with them being exactly who they are and being and working through whatever it is that they need to work through. But sometimes they be needing some help.
Yes.
Some some
Yes.
people some people will not stop doing what they're doing until they're literally caught red handed. Like you can tell the woman, I know you seeing another man. No, I'm not. I stopped seeing him, babe. I don't love him like I love him. I know you. Listen. I'm not gonna go through your phone. I'm not gonna do all of this. I'm not coming to your job. But I know you still seeing that. I don't know in what capacity you still seeing that man, but I know you still seeing that man. Right now, you
Hmm.
woman. Y'all got 7 kids together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all own two houses, one here, one there. You know what I'm saying? You love her family. She loves your family. You know, she was just fucking with old boy. She's gonna get right back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was her bad. Okay? Now she's still talking to him. She said she's not seeing him no more. Okay? She said she was for that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to you, she's still lying to you. Right? She's still
Yep.
lying to your face and it's breaking your heart. And you're like, I'm not dumb.
Yes.
You want me to give you the proof that you need. I don't need it because I already know that what you're doing in order
Yes.
to stop. Okay? The same thing with the man. Babe, I ain't doing what? I was what? I sent her roses. I ain't sent her no roses. Come on. Come on. They sent information email of the rose transaction. You forgot I was listed on that account. You use the same account. That's all right. That's our account. You know, yes, you did send her to go get a massage. They sent me the confirmation email. Yes, you did. But you're gonna keep lying because maybe you did cut stuff off with her, but it was a hard cut. So you was like, I just want to do this one last, I'm so sorry, massage. So, let me send this over there to her because I'm so sorry because I broke her heart and I didn't want, stuff together. I thought me and old girl, we about to divorce. I thought we ain't supposed to be together no more. So he got all these reasons why he didn't want to break her heart like that, but he's still lying. So when
Yep.
you go through that man's phone and you got, but you're a lot. Like, are you gonna yeah or no? And
Yes.
we can pretend like these things are not going on in relationships and in marriages, and if this is happening, then you better run the hell up out of the door. But these types of situations are exactly what we're talking about: is defining these relationships. Is you down for the long haul, or is you not? Because this no that 20-year walk, that 40-year walk, even that 10-year walk is not going to be a pristine walk. Whether
No.
you're a man or a woman, it's not going to be pristine. And sometimes the things that's going to creep into our cell phones and devices is not just going to be an infidelity with somebody else. There's all types of demons that you're going to fight that have access to you through your cell phone. So
Absolutely.
you're going to find at some point in the relationship, you're like, nah, I got to see what's going on in that private piece in that person's hand that they deny me access of, because some people are denied access of their partner's phones, like you said. Some are not, right? And
Yep.
you don't get there overnight. But those who are denied access, there's a lot of things that can be going on in there that can be tearing your partner up. And when you stay up out of it, they can continue to tear them up. And sometimes they need for you to bring that to their face and to the forefront for you to kind of, you know, realize that the jig is up now. And I kind of got to be accountable for what's going on and, move accordingly or move the hell on.
And T again. You can, as I always say, you put everything in a nice little bowl to just say that. I started off by saying men ain't shit and women are gold diggers. And ultimately, what this really is, men are human, women are human. We make mistakes, but you have to be grown enough and be adult enough to handle your business, because it's not fair for you to be playing games with each other, because ultimately you want to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. I mean, you want to be able to be with someone that you can trust, love, communicate, grow old with, retire, do all that good shit. But it also takes you becoming an adult and stop being childish about how you handle relationships and handle your business. Got to be an adult. This is adulting. And if you don't adult, you will be in the same situation, same shit we're talking about today. So again, y'all, please be human. Just learn about yourself, and always do an autopsy on your relationships. Do not just continue to drift into different relationships without solving the issue, because you're going to continue to have that relationship. And then if you find out it's you, change you. If someone else, learn from it. But please be better and do better. With that, we're going to end this episode of On the Mic with the M.
And peace.
Listen, y'all, you know what to do. Sign up. We're at 35,000 subscribers now. So I want to thank all you guys tremendously for all the love you're showing us. And we'll be back soon to pass on some new information to you guys, make your life a little better. Until then, peace and blessings.